Hi, I'm Lex, and welcome to my 50 Shades of Black project pan. This project is a Pantastic Ladies collab. I will link the creators in the Pantastic Ladies group down below. This project basically consists of picking 50 items that are all makeup or beauty items and setting some goals. So I rolled in some beauty items for finish goals. That's all things like skincare, hair care, things like that. And then I have makeup items which typically have a 50 use goal, um, because I wanted to make things difficult for myself apparently. I feel like I have been doing pretty well though, and because this project doesn't end at the end of the year, I have a few extra months to work on it after that. I feel like I might actually be able to finish maybe like 80% of the stuff in here. Um, that might be being a little bit too optimistic, but we'll see. Because honestly, I've been making a lot more progress than I thought I would, month to month, and just chipping away at this project slowly has been, making big strides. Um, let's get into it. First up, the only thing I really finished this month is my face cream from Jaya. This is the Jaya Fit Light Moisturizing Cream. It was 50 mils. It expired halfway through this year, so I wanted to just finish it up. It was brand new when I rolled it in as well. The pump broke on me. It broke on me once, and then my boyfriend used it and it got fixed. And then it broke on me again, and it just didn't work at all. So I basically just had to like decant everything into my hand and put it on my face that way. I got literally everything I could out of here. I don't know if you can see, but it's empty in there. I reached as far as I could with my fingers and a little spatula and stuff, so that will be rolling out this project. That does mean I can put a little bit more effort into my other Jaya face cream now. This is for sensitive or normal skin. I don't really have well, I have like oily skin. But I prefer having like a thicker moisturizer even though I have oily skin because I think it does help a little bit. So this is what it's looking like. As you can see, I've started using it a little bit. It's difficult having such bright lights. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can see that I've started using it and making a little bit of a dip in this. It smells so good. And it's like really, really moisturizing. It just smells so fresh, and it's a really, really thick cream. So I have been loving this. This doesn't actually expire until 2027, so that's good news for me because I've been trying to get through all of my face creams in sort of order of which ones are going to expire the fastest. I hope to keep that up and like have everything be pretty up to date, pretty okay. I know face creams only last about, I think it's 6 months after they've been opened, usually. But yeah, it's honestly just up to like how quickly I can use things up once they're open. With beauty products, I tend to only have one of every category rolled in, and I just use it until I finish it. This will be my main focus now for face cream, in this project at least. I have my toner. This is also from Jaya. This is the like youthful skin series. But this is where we're down to. We're like over halfway in this bottle at least. I've been decanting it into this little toner bottle because this has a spray, and I don't like spraying toner on my face. I prefer to put it like just decant a little bit onto a cotton pad and like a reusable cotton pad and just wipe my face with it that way. So once I'm done with both of these, that's when I'll count this product as finished. These count as being black because black caps. Everything in this project has to link to the color black, so all of these are either black in color, they have black packaging, black caps or lids, or black writing on the products. Some of them are a little bit of a stretch, but I honestly, At the time I couldn't find a lot of black products. Now I look at my collection and I'm like, wow, there's like so much stuff, but at the time I really struggled. The last eyeshadow palette that I have rolled in here is the No Photos Please palette. It's the only one left that I still need to reach my goal on. My goal for my eyeshadow palettes was to use every shade at least once and use the palette as a whole 50 times. This is what this one's looking like. And this has been a really interesting palette to work on because some of these colours don't look the same on the eyelid as they do in the pans, and some of them have been a pleasant surprise. The texture of these is really nice. They're very nice and creamy powders. And I love these colours. I love the selection of colours. The grey and the green and blue run a little grey. So does this shade here. But these purples look gorgeous together. These champagne-y tones are great for an inner corner highlight. This black has been one of my favourite go-to blacks, and I've been using it a lot this past month. So this palette as a whole has actually been used 27 times, so I'm over halfway. It's not my main focus at the moment, but I think I will keep reaching for this black every time I'm using some of my other tones in my deck of panning and my other eyeshadow project. So I think the black is going to be my main focus on this. I have used every colour at least once, so that's out of my out of sight. No. So that's all finished. But yeah, just getting those last few uses on this. We're over halfway, so it shouldn't take long at all. Oh, I lied. I have one more thing rolling out this month. This is my Technic Mega Blush, and this has 4 shades. This used to be the lightest and this was the darkest. I couldn't really use both of those on their own, so I took them out, mixed them up into a Franken and put them back in the pans. For the purposes of the project, they still count as individual pans even though they're the same colour. I wanted to use each of these shades at least once and use this as a whole 50 times, so I managed to reach that goal. I used it, I think, 11 times in the past month to finally finish that goal. That was really easy to do because obviously I have a cooler toned pink, then I have some warmer tones down here. These are all really, really gorgeous colours and they look great. I know that this was a really cheap quad when I bought it, and after frankening it, this is probably my favourite, like, bigger blush quad, bigger blush palette. I used each of the shades over 10 times, so I'm really proud of my usage on this, and I'm glad it's rolling out now because I get to focus on some of my other blushes a little bit, although I had fun using this. This is my Technic Get Gorgeous highlighter in the 24 karat gold shade. It has a small pan in the middle there. Because it's a baked product, I think it actually has like one of those waffle pans. I don't know if it actually has just a steel pan in the bottom, but hopefully you can see that pan in the middle there. It's not the easiest thing to see because it blends in with the colour really well. I actually can't really use this as a highlight because it's a bit dark for me, so I wouldn't be making much progress that way. But it works really, really well as an eyeshadow topper. Because it has no base, it can go over any other eyeshadow and still have a bit of that like original colour peeking through, but it is so glittery and glamorous and cool and I love it. So I have been using this as part of my everyday work look, just to tap a little bit over the lid once I'm done with everything else, and it just adds some dimension and some sparkle. I love it so much. I have used it 34 times in total, so I will just continue using it for work and hopefully get my 50 uses on it. This is my MUA blush, and I don't know what the shade name is. I bought it in TK Maxx for 40p once. It's a cool toned pink, which isn't exactly my favourite because I don't think cool tones look as good on me as warm tones do, but I top this with like a yellow highlight or a pink highlight and it really changes the colour and makes it a lot more warm toned. I actually have it on today, but you can't really tell because it looks a lot more warm toned on my face than it does in the pan. This is a really nice formula though, and it blends out really, really well. I've used this 30 times so far, so only 20 more uses to go, and it is the main blush that I'm reaching for at the moment, so I imagine that it'll be finished and out of this project in the next couple of months. This is a little Arkansas single eyeshadow in the shade Argenacra. I don't know how to pronounce that. Um, have that. Have a look. Yeah, I don't really know how to pronounce that. But it's just this lovely silver color. I have used this a couple of times in the past month. It's now up to 3 uses, and you can see there's a little bit of a dent forming in the middle there. It's a very nice, subtle, sparkly shade. I have it in the inner third of my eyelid today. It's not as punchy as you'd expect a silver to be, but it is still quite a nice colour, and it's good to be pairing into these kind of cool toned looks. It'll be good for making some nice mattes a little bit more shimmery, and all in all I really like it. It's a good shade to have on hand. I'm still really far away from my 50 use goal. I've only just started using this, so I'll probably be waiting until some of my other core eyeshadows are rolling out, and then I will focus more on this. I think one of my mistakes in this project was rolling in basically every single like eye pigment and single eyeshadow and thing that I thought was neglected in my collection, because that's just meant that I have a lot of eyeshadowy style things to use and not the most amount of time to use them, because I only have 2 eyes. A lot of these aren't very cohesive colours, so it makes it a little difficult to use. And a lot of the pigments are very one and done shades for me. Yeah. But I'm enjoying using them, and I'm glad they're getting some love, so I'm not complaining that much. Speaking of pigments and things, I did repress quite a few of them into this magnetic palette. Up first we have this PS pigment in the shade Aubergine. As you can see, it has a big pan up there. I used this 3 more times in the past month, so it's actually at 8 uses now. I think on my days off I need to pick like 1 shade at a time to focus on and just wear that for like the whole month. That way I'll be making a ton of progress all at once. The other PS eye pigment I own is in the shade Black, and that whole corner is cleared out. This has also been used 8 times now. And the final pigment that I will update you on is this NYX foil play in the shade Booming, and that whole corner is cleared out as well. This has been used 7 times. It's a gorgeous pink, but that one does need a primer, like a glitter primer, to stick, because it is Fallout Central otherwise. At the start of this project I rolled in this Technic Colour Max Nude Edition lipstick in the shade Pout and About. And I wanted to use this 50 times. I just didn't really like the colour on me. It's like this sort of brownie. It's like this sort of brownie nude. And it doesn't even look that bad on camera right now, but I just think it's too cool toned for me and a bit too brown. And I wasn't going to get 50 uses on this, I can't lie. I was really struggling with that one. So I just chopped the top of it off and mixed it in with some pinks and things in this world's least aesthetically pleasing container, but at least it's airtight, so. I've been using it, as you can see I've dug a hole in there, just using the product. And I have gotten more use on this since I've frankened it. It's now up to 32 uses, so I reckon I can get 50 uses actually finished on this now. This is the Body Shop Cheek and Lip Stain in Sunshine Orange. I only use this on my cheeks because I hate the taste of it. But this one rolled in for obviously 50 uses, as did everything else. It had a sister in a pink shade called Deep Berry, and that one was done a few months back. It was all finished, but this one's been a little bit more difficult to use because it is an orange shade. I know it looks a little bit more pinky in the viewfinder, but it's a bright orange in person, and it's bright orange on my cheeks, so there's a time and a place for it, and that's usually not work. I've used it 23 times in total so far, so I'm almost halfway. I will just continue chugging along and using it the typical, like, 3 times a month that I use it or whatever. Then I have my Technic Prism Starry Eye liquid eyeshadow. As you can see, it's really settled now that I've had it stood upright. It's a very, very glittery eyeshadow cream, but it doesn't work on my eyes because it has a very strange consistency now. I honestly, the doe foot isn't reaching into the bottom very well, and it sort of seems like it's separating, and it's old as heck. So I will be decluttering this at the end of this project, regardless of how many uses I get on it. I've not really been super comfortable putting it on my eyes, but if I mix a tiny, tiny bit of this with a tiny, tiny bit of face cream, and I apply it over the top of, like, my makeup, then it makes for a really nice highlight, actually. And it has some sort of, like, pinky, bluey, purpley shifts to it when it's on my face. In here it looks more yellowy green, but on my face it's very pink, purple, blue. I have gotten 6 uses on this so far, and I don't know how many I'm going to get at 50. I don't think I'm going to get to 50, but we'll see. And the final thing that I'll update you on is my Avon True Colour Glimmer Stick eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black. Tiny nubbin. This is genuinely as far as it scrolls up now. Yeah. I don't think it's going to get to 50 uses, and I've been using this quite frequently. I've used it 6 times over the past month. It goes really, really well with all of my pigments, so my PS pigments, the red and the grey one, and my hot pink. If I do like hot pink all over the lid and then black eyeliner, that looks really good. I'm so sad that this is going to be finished, but I will be happy to roll a new black eyeliner in. I love these kind of scroll up liners though, so I think the only black eyeliners I have left are pencil liners. Oh well, they gotta get used up either way. But this has had a total of 19 uses so far, so it's definitely not getting to 50. There is such a tiny amount of it left that it'll be finished before then for sure. That is 25 items either completed or decluttered in this series so far, so we are officially halfway there. We're halfway there, and I feel like I've made good progress on everything else, so I will definitely have most of these items finished by the end of the project. The only things that are kind of worrying me is the fact that I have so many different eyeshadow things, so some of those might not be finished by the end of the project, and my Prism Starry Eye won't probably be finished. It won't reach its 50 use goal, but honestly if I declutter it, I count that as a win anyway, because it just means that it wasn't usable, it wasn't something that I was gonna be capable of finishing, because it would just mean that it's a bit gross and a bit old. But whatever decision I make, I think that getting as far as I've gotten in this project so far is pretty impressive, and I definitely set myself some really hard goals, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't reach all of them. I've been getting really, really good use on the products that have been rolled into this project, so it's a win all around, I'd say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye!